Hey, what's up? My name is Nick Russo in the studio with a very, very awesome, very, very talented girl. She's all the way from Switzerland. And this, my friend, is Celeste Buckingham. Celeste, how you doing?
Hi.
Welcome to Texas.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've got to tell you first, I've watched your music videos, and you're a monster on YouTube. Millions and millions of views. And I can't be the first one to tell you this. Your voice reminds me of Adele.
I have heard that, and I've heard variations on that as well. So, yeah.
And I would even say Lorde. Have you heard, I'm sure
people say I look like her.
Well, I saw a picture of her today, or yesterday. Paparazzi caught it in L.A., and I don't think I look that much alike.
Well, people say she's like my New Zealand twin, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, like,
so
she's great.
So you are from Switzerland?
I was born there, but I grew up in a country called Slovakia, which is like a little bit further off. It's in Central Europe. But I am Swiss.
I don't hear any kind of accent or anything.
My dad's from Chicago.
Okay, all right.
I'm half American, half Swiss. So
now. So when did you discover the power of your voice? Because I mean, it's such it's like you don't even have to try. Like it's so strong.
That's really funny because when I sing, I do actually really try hard. Like I always feel like I have to really struggle. But then people are like, dude, where did that power come from? I'm like, I don't know. So it's thank you for that. It kind of, I think it started getting much better and much more powerful and present when I started performing professionally, which was like 2-3 years ago. And because I had like no confidence, I was like really worried about it, and because I used to just sing in my shower and write songs at home. So
you never really thought you would go this route with your your life?
It's kind of funny because I always wanted to be a singer since I can remember, and my parents are like witnesses to the fact that like I always loved music, and not just like I loved writing it, I loved singing it, I loved being a part of it, and it was just my whole life. But I never thought, because like when you're a kid, you're like you dream about being like the big star, but you never think that you're gonna be that because it's like so far off, and you're like, no, I can never be like. I always wanted to be. I was in love with Barbara Streisand when I was a kid, so I was like, oh, and I know she's like musicals and stuff, but it was for me, it was just unreal. Or like then like when Kelly Clarkson came out, first American Idol winner, it was like, whoa, so. But then I never thought it was gonna happen. And then it did. So.
Well, I see really big things happening for you. Like I was telling everybody today before I got to meet you, I was like, man, I have a feeling that this girl is going to be one of the bigger stars that we hear about, especially in 2014. 2013 is wrapping up. So
right, pretty much.
But now you just got signed to Pitbull's label. How long ago did this happen?
A couple of months ago, around May.
How did you get linked up with that?
They found me. I'm going to be honest. They found me by accident. I mean, I had the views on YouTube, which really helped, and I was already doing my own thing in Central Europe. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of myself, but over there I am a pretty big deal. I did their version of Idol. I've been performing. I had songs on radio on top one, number one on top 20 charts for like 37 weeks straight. And
wow,
so
impressive.
I had things. I just won 6 awards this year.
Wow, what were they?
They were like 3 of them were basically the equivalent of Grammy awards. The other 2 were radio awards, for the longest singles and stuff. And so I had a lot going on, and then I came to Nashville to do songwriting. I had some other like minor offers, and also school. I'm a Belmont student, and my family lives in Nashville. Like my parents moved
awesome.
there, so I'm running around all over. I was already running all over the place, and Julian, who's in the studio with me today, found me on YouTube, and he's worked with Pitt for a very long time. Showed Pitt the video. Pitt supposedly only saw the first 30 seconds and said, get her. So Julian came to see me in Nashville. We talked, and my mom also was a big part of it. Love you, Mom. I'm saying hi because she can be here with me today. And
that gives me goosebumps. That's such an awesome story because I had the same experience. Within 30 seconds, I listened to Run, and I listened to it, and it didn't, like I said, it didn't take me more than 30 seconds, and I was just like, holy cow! Like I can't believe how awesome she is.
Thank you. I really appreciate that because that's my baby. That song is my baby. So.
And now the song "I Was Wrong." How do you say his name?
Mike Spirit is how you pronounce it. It's kind of a variation on his original name, and he's pretty big over where I'm from as well. He's way more into the hip-hop scene, obviously, but we tend to work together pretty well. So that's when we came up with I Was Wrong, which is another one of my favorites. But it's not quite my baby. Like
so,
Run,
is
Run, Run
Gone your favorite? Because I saw you tweet about
that.
She's got 500,000.
That is actually one of my favorites. Yeah, it's with my little sister. Hey, Carmel. She is a ridiculously good songwriter, and I'm not saying this because she's my sister. She's really good. And we've written together before, but because we're so different, we always had our arguments because she's more alternative and rock music. She doesn't tend to do too much pop. So I had to literally push her to be like, come on, let's do a pop record. And she's like, no, it's too mainstream. And so we came up with Gone, which is kind of somewhere in the middle.
Well, right now it seems like the rock edge really is starting to stand out in a lot of music because, like, some people say Royals by Lorde is kind of a hip hop ish, but I hear rock in that just because it's a drum in her voice.
Right.
I think the the rhythm of her
Yeah.
singing could be deemed rap, but
Right.
it's like I hear rock, and she was
I mean,
very successful at
She
alternative
because
rock.
she was on the cover of this edition of Billboard magazine, and it literally says Queen of Alternative, and I think that's like her vocal is so raw that I think there is that rock element to it, and I think that's really attractive because it's like. Even Amy Winehouse, who didn't really sing rock, had that element. Like sometimes
The
you're like,
edge.
she's so hardcore, and Amy Winehouse was this tiny little thing, you know. Like I mean, except for the huge beehive, which I loved. But you know what I mean? Like I agree. I think rock is coming back in, but I think we need to do like a transition. We can't just suddenly throw Queen on everybody. We need to be like, okay, whoa,
No
let's
doubt.
slide it in. Let's kind of sneak it in there.
Well,
a little bit.
rock was always the rebels, like that.
Right.
The original rock and roll, because you go back to Elvis Presley, and nothing sounds like Elvis nowadays.
Nope.
And if you
Unfortunately.
if you played something like Elvis, though, people wouldn't even think that's rock and
Right.
roll,
Right.
And so I think, and that's where, like, I feel like EDM music too. Like I hear so much rock
Yeah.
in there, like the drums and the bass, and you go to those shows, it's like a rock concert. It's it's just the new age.
Yeah, I love the fact that organic is morphing with electronic. I love, Avicii,
Oh,
Wake Me Up.
genius.
Dude, a genius song. I mean, and it does clubs, it does pop radio, but even people who love just listening to good vocals are listening
I said
to it.
they could probably get away with it on country if they tried.
Oh, they could. Oh, absolutely.
Because it's
You
a
see,
Cotton Eye Joe. When I heard
I
it,
know.
I was like, oh my goodness.
and
like,
the
this
rhythm
is
and the
like-
guitars.
Yeah.
I mean, heck yeah. I mean, I love that, because for a while, I think it was kind of the 90s, we were stuck in it's either pop or it's either rock or like,
or it's rap, or it's
it had to fit a genre. But I think at this point, people, and especially my generation, like we're like we have so much access to different kinds of music that we're not really picky anymore. We're like, if it sounds good to me, I'm gonna listen to it, regardless of what genre. I mean, of course, there are people who love a certain genre. Like I love soul,
But that
I love
line's
jazz,
been blurred
but
more than ever.
Blurred lines. There you go.
Perfect. So, so which single is the most active one for you right now? Like, if you said I want people to go listen to this one, go check this one out, which one would it be?
Well, I mean, I would prefer it if everybody would want to go look up all my songs, which would be
for-
lovely.
well, there's not a lot of artists where you can go to their YouTube channel and listen to one or two videos, and you want more. You're one of those where,
Oh, wow,
like I
thank
was
you.
like, man, I want to hear
Man.
something else. I want to
Thank
see
you.
if this is on the next. If her voice is still there, and every song was just like, golly, like it might even still be on my history right now. Where
Wow.
I subscribe to your channel.
That's
That's
thank
how
you.
much
High
I
five,
liked
man.
your music.
High five.
That's how much I liked it, and I don't subscribe
Thank
to a
you.
lot of people.
Well, yeah, I'm not a big subscriber, but I try. I mean, like I'm
I'm getting
me
new
and
to that
social
part.
media are kind of like, I mean, I work really. I'm there. I'm like available on every
Yeah, you hit
source.
me up on Twitter today. I
Twitter,
felt all
Facebook,
special.
Instagram. Like I'm on there all the time, but it's just like I'm a little handicapped.
So on Twitter, what's the handle?
Cell Buckingham at Cell Buckingham. You can follow me there.
Same Instagram.
Yep. No, Instagram is Celeste Buck. That's the only confusing part. For some reason, we made different usernames, and then
I had the same
Facebook
problem.
is Celeste Buckingham Official is the official page. But if you find one, you pretty much get all the same information. So no, I love this like morphing of all this music. It just sounds so good.
It really does. And your album, tell me about that.
Well, the album, right now we're not working on an album in the United States. I did have a debut album that I released about 2 years ago called Don't Look back in Europe. It was exclusively released there.
Why hold out on us Americans over here?
Well,
No,
I mean,
kidding.
it's available. No, I mean, it's available online. It's all the songs are on YouTube also to get people
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to just listen to it. I mean, like it's, that I wrote a lot of those songs when I was like 12, 13 years old. I'm not going to lie. I wrote that stuff and I literally pulled it out of a notebook. I had it in a little flowery pink notebook. And when I was like 16 recording in a booth, I pulled them out, rewrote some of the lyrics and just put it in there. And that's what, that's so, it's still, I feel like it's me, but it's like an older version of me because I've grown so much. I'm 18 years old now. I mean, I'm not that
When was
old.
your birthday?
May
Okay.
3rd, actually.
Happy
I
birthday.
signed the contract with 305 like 3 days after my birthday. So
That's so cool.
yeah.
That's a birthday present to remember.
It was a pretty big birthday present. Yeah. And waking up on my birthday and getting an email from Mr. Worldwide saying, "Happy birthday, Mama." I was like, what is my life? But yeah, so that album is available if people want to listen to it. But I think the biggest thing we're working on right now, especially in the United States, is Run, 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 because that does embody who I am, what I want to do, what I want to continue with in terms of style. Because it's kind of like it's a bit of a mashup itself, that song. It's not one genre or the other, I think at least. So yeah. People check out Run, Run, Run. It's the music video is just me and my band chilling. We love, we love playing together, and so that's pretty much it.
Well, like I said a minute ago, anyone who listens to that song is gonna have to listen to the whole library.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I look forward to following you and seeing where you go from here. I think you're gonna be amazing. The next big thing. I'll call it
Wow.
right now.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're
for
very
that.
welcome.
Thank you.
And I hope I don't bother you too much with all my tweets because you follow me back. So
Go for it, man.
I get crazy.
I gotta get used to Twitter anyway. So.
All right, it's fine.
No
Cool.
worries.
This is Celeste Buckingham here in the studio of KTFM. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.